The news that Boise State spring football game got pushed back a week is actually extremely notable this year because there's hype around the start of this new-look Broncos team more than ever. There's a new coach, a new quarterback, and in many ways, a new conference. Boise State, love you blue. Hey, before we go any further, remember to subscribe to this channel. That way you'll be amongst the first to know when we have new videos up and when we go live as well for Q&As and other cool stuff like that. Be one with the channel by making sure you subscribe right here. One of the most compelling stories that flew under the national radar this winter was Malachi Nelson committing to Boise State out of the transfer portal. 2 years ago, he was the California Gatorade Player of the Year. This quarterback threw for nearly 3,000 yards and 35 touchdowns against, get this, only 4 interceptions. So at that point, he's getting looks from all over the country. He's ranked the top recruit in the entire 2023 class by ESPN.com. Not the top QB, the top player overall, ahead of Arch Manning, the most famous high school player of the last decade at least. Nelson at that point followed Lincoln Riley to USC, but he's looking for a change. And that change, the Smurf turf. I know Boise residents want to stop the influx from the Golden State. A popular bumper sticker I've seen when I've been out there is, "Don't California my Idaho." But my guess is residents won't mind just one more new face from Cali. So now you've got a stud at quarterback to team with the exciting new head coach in Spencer Danielson, who I've talked about on this channel. And then look at the schedule. The Mountain West has a chance to step into that 5 slot as the best non-Power 4 league. Why? Because they just inherited 2 Power 5 schools. Remember, Oregon State and Washington State were left behind by the Pac-12 deserters. And those 2 schools will play the bulk of their schedule in the Mountain West. So the Broncos get both of those teams in Boise this year and already have a trip to Oregon on the schedule. That means there's 3 teams on the docket with Power 5 rosters. And now, with the expanded playoff, the Broncos are sitting in a catbird seat to break into that dirty dozen.
Dirty dozen.
That's the expanded playoff of 12 teams that'll have the 5 highest-ranked conference champs. So if we assume that's the Big Ten, ACC, SEC, and Big 12 is 4 of them, it just takes Boise State winning the Mountain West, which they did last year, and being the next highest-ranked conference champ. How does that happen? Well, it's much easier to do if you have 3 games against Power 5 caliber schools on your resume. No other group of 5 teams going to be able to say that. All right, so back to Nelson. Perhaps the biggest signing in the transfer portal this winter. After his sensational high school career, he was set to go to Oklahoma. Lincoln Riley, that crazy quarterback conga line. Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray. But Riley headed to USC. Days later, Nelson followed him. Seemed all too perfect, right? He gets to stay in Southern California. Nelson was going to sit his freshman year, watch reigning Heisman winner Caleb Williams cook. Then Williams would leave as the projected #1 pick of the draft, and the job is yours. Except, last season didn't go as planned for Malachi Nelson. He was limited early because of a surgery on his non-throwing arm, and then was slotted into QB3 by Riley. He threw a measly 3 passes all season for the Trojans. So clearly Nelson wanted to play, didn't feel like Riley had his back. So into the portal he dove. So recruiting sites looked at big brand schools with big brand NIL money. A&M, Auburn, Florida State, Miami. And Nelson chose Boise State. He's the highest-ranked recruit the Broncos will have ever had on the team. And his decision tells you something. He could have cashed in for more NIL coins at one of those larger schools, especially A&M and Miami, who's got cash stuffed in their snakeskin boots and loafers in the closet. But Nelson wanted playing time, and he believed in new head coach Spencer Danielson, who seems to have that impact on just about everybody that he meets. Positivity. Danielson is the glue, a guy who seems to be an unending supply of juice. He's high energy, high optimism, and high buy-in. Look at how this locker room responded to him when he was named as the interim head coach this past year. Late in the year, the change is made, and the Broncos ride that all the way, a wave of good vibes, to a Mountain West title and a bowl game at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. This year, they're gunning for more. They want a playoff bid. And Nelson's smart. He should have a good run game to help him out. He's got a coach that the locker room loves, and he's got 3 games against schools from the Pac-12 last year. A wide lane to make a college football playoff. After decades of the smaller schools having no access to a national championship, the doors have finally swung open. There's a known path to a playoff for the Broncos. He gets compared to Jordan Love. He's long, he's rangy, nimble with his feet, and ability to make plays, stretch plays inside the pocket and out. He can make big ones happen with his arm, and he had a 3.75 GPA at USC. Right dude. In his tweet announcing his move, Nelson made it simple. Quote, Boise, this is it. #committed. It is simple. Boise State had the biggest signing of the portal. A quarterback that may take this program to a place it's never been. Party Crashers! Hey, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Once again, a reminder, leave a comment below. Would love to hear what you think about Spencer Danielson as the new head coach at Boise State, the vibe with the Broncos, Malachi Nelson coming from USC, former #1 recruit in the class, coming to the Smurf turf. Good times for the Broncos. Make sure you subscribe by clicking on this button right here. I appreciate it very much. You'll be notified when new videos are up and episodes of when we go live. Appreciate you watching, everybody. I'm DA, Damon Amendolara. We'll see you next time.